call?
Okay.
You want to do that?
Yes, we will. Everybody please stand for the invocation of the pledge, please.
Please bow your heads and I pray. Heavenly Father, thank you on behalf of all who are gathered here today. Thank you for the ability to be involved in useful work and for the honor of bearing appropriate responsibilities. I pray for our mayor, council, and the various levels of city officials, and in particular this assembled council. I pray for the agenda set before them today. Please give the assurance of what will please you and what will benefit those who live and work in and around our beloved city of Roman Forest. I pray for our military currently serving and for those who have served, and I also pray for our police who protect us unselfishly. It is in your blessed name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
City Administrator Liz, please take roll call.
Mayor Ricks is absent. Mayor Pro Tem Chris Park.
Here.
Councilman Lane.
Here.
Councilman Garza.
Here.
Councilman Wallace.
Here.
Councilwoman Peoples. Here. There's no citizens to be heard.
We have no public comments from citizens to be heard. Okay, council, at this time, since we have no citizens to be heard, we will move on to number one, which is deliberate, consider possible action concerning approving the minutes of May 12, 2015, which was a regular council meeting.
Mayor, make a motion we accept the minutes for May 12, 2015.
Have a motion on the floor, Councilman Garza, to accept minutes of May 12, 2015.
I'll second that.
Second, Councilwoman Peoples. Any more discussion on this, council? All those in favor of accepting? Show it as unanimous. We were all here, correct?
Yes, sir.
I found my copy.
It's behind, there you go.
Okay, next agenda item, number two, deliberate, consider possible action concerning approving the minutes of May 14, 2015, which was a special council meeting.
Make a motion that we accept the minutes from May 14th, special city council meeting.
A motion on the floor, Councilwoman Peoples, to accept minutes of May 14, 2015 special meeting.
Mayor, I'll second that.
Second, Councilman Wallace. Any other discussion? Was all of us here? Yes. All those in favor of acceptance, show it as unanimous. Are the microphones working out there? Can y'all hear us?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, let's move into our new agenda. Deliberate and consider possible action concerning accepting the resignation of Ray Ricks as mayor of the city of Roman Forest.
You have a copy of the letter? After both
Mayor,
minutes.
I have something to
See
say.
there's an email from the attorney, and behind that email is the letter. You have it right here. Right.
Council, give me 1 second. I want to read, I would like to read the letter.
Okay.
Okay, council, I want to read the letter that I received from Mayor Ricks. I received this on June 3rd. To Chris Moore, Mayor Pro Tem, council members, It is with great regret that I offer my resignation as mayor of Roman Forest for medical reasons only. My wife and I met with my cardiologist on Friday, May 29, 2015. We discussed my current medical conditions, and also expectations. After carefully listening to my cardiologist, it became apparent that I could not resume the duty of mayor at this point. Sincerely, Mayor Ray Riggs. Go ahead, Councilman.
I would just like to say that when Mayor Ray Riggs took office, this city turned around. He's the best I've ever seen run a budget. He's the best I've ever seen run a budget. And this city, like I said, it really has turned around so much since Ray became the mayor. And it's going to be missed so much. I'm going to miss him. He done a good job. Just money-wise, leadership, done a good job.
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
He's, what did I tell you today? I finally stopped by my office and I told him, I'm going to miss him when budget time comes up.
Yeah,
I'm gonna miss him. I'm gonna miss him.
Help it come budget time.
I'm going to miss him anyway, but I'm going to tell you, that guy was awesome on the budget. And, he did turn this city financially, he turned the city around, absolutely. That's without a doubt. You will bet that I will be calling him, Cherie, so let him know that we've got budgets coming up, budget meetings coming up, and I will need his guidance.
You going to recruit us?
I can.
I don't blame you.
I saw that said when he stepped in, when the list removed, there was no transition from one administrator to administration to the next. And Ray really got in there and dug his heels in. He worked a lot of late nights on the weekends. And he went above and beyond. And he, like I said, he's one of the main reasons why he got pulled out of that financial suck over him. But he did a great job.
Yeah. He's the reason that this place looks the way it looks. I mean, you know, Liz, without a doubt, I mean,
Absolutely.
everybody knows that whatever happens around here, she's, you know, the core of it.
We had hands on it.
Yeah, definitely.
So council, we have the decision to either accept or not accept his resignation. Concerning the content of the letter, I think it's probably to his best interest that we do that. So I'll leave it in y'all's hands.
Mayor Pro Tem, you know, we're going to this right. But Ray has told us how he feels in this, you know.
This happened.
This happened. And I will make a motion to accept. Mayor said.
Okay. I have a motion.
Let him know he's going to be missed.
Okay.
Yes. I have a motion on the floor. Councilman Walden to accept Mayor Rick's, with reluctance, accept Mayor Rick's resignation. Do I have a second on that? I have a second. Councilman Lane. Any other discussion or comments, council? All those in favor of accepting it, show it as unanimous. Okay, item 2, deliberate and consider possible action concerning filling the vacancy of mayor until the November 2015 election and take action as necessary. Okay, council, we have options. As council, we can appoint anyone that lives in the city, has lived in the city for a year.
There's an email that has my name on the top.
Yeah.
It's from our attorney that tells you what our options, what your options you like me to read the options?
Yeah, let's read all this, sure.
Okay. Number one, you can act to fill the position of mayor for the balance of a term which ends in November. This could be any member of the city council or any qualified voter living in the city of Roman Forest. The position would be filled by the city council until the November city election. Number two, you can table the selection of a mayor until a later meeting so you can consider it further. Or number three, you can decide that you do not want to fill the mayor vacancy at this time, but will let the voters select the new mayor in November. While there is a mayor vacancy, Chris will continue to serve as mayor pro tem, which means he may vote since he technically is still a city council person. But as mayor pro tem, he will act during the absence of the elected mayor as if he were mayor.
I'd like to make a motion.
Councilman?
Councilman Parr, if you would accept the mayor's position, it will be greatly appreciated. I can't think of anyone that could fill that seat better than you could and want to do it. So I make a motion that we, as Councilman Parr, take the mayor's position.
Okay, motion on the floor.
I'd like to second that motion, please.
Motion on the floor, Councilman Wallace, to ask me to step into the mayor's position. Seconded, Councilman Lane. Discussion. Guys, thank you for your confidence in me. Been here a while, been in this chamber for 18 years. You know what, I had mixed emotions about doing this. I did. I don't want to lose my vote, but I do want to continue serving the city. And I feel like maybe this is the way I have to do it. So, thank y'all for that.
We'd be honored if you accept.
Okay, any more discussion? We got a motion on the floor. All those in favor? So Councilman Wallace, Councilwoman Peoples, Councilman Lane, Councilman Garza in favor. Abstentions? Councilman Parr abstains. Motion carries. Uh-oh. You're gonna swear at me now.
That list of real points.
You want to get ready?
I can. Doesn't matter.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Chris Parr, do solemnly swear
I, Chris Parr, do solemnly swear
that I have not directly or indirectly paid,
that I have not directly or indirectly paid,
offered, promised to pay,
Offered.
contributed,
offered, promised to pay, contributed,
or promised to contribute any money
or promised to contribute any money
or thing of value,
or thing of value,
or promised any public office or employment
or promised any public office or employment
for the giving of an appointment to office
for the giving of an appointment to office
for which I was appointed,
for which I was appointed.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Hot seat, his number is 281.
Okay, thank you everyone. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, Chris.
Now, when I call you mayor, you can't tell me no.
And look out on me now. Okay. Item 4. Item 4, deliberate and consider possible action concerning filling any vacancy on the council resulting from the appointment of mayor. We have a vacancy in position 2 now.
Yes.
Okay, it's not something we have to decide tonight. I'm just putting this out there. Yes, we have to appoint someone to take that position until the November election because position 2 was actually up in November anyway. So,
Well, I just think it's something we're going to have to research, look out.
Sure.
And find people that we think that
We're gonna see if there's anybody interested.
Right? What are your thoughts on it?
I think we need to give it some time, try to, do some research, see who might be the best person to fill those shoes.
I agree, there's, definitely do some research, maybe some thinking processes, vetting process, well, like certain qualifications we got to meet anyways, we need to make sure those candidates meet that, we would like to do that, make sure they meet those qualifications.
You know, the problem that we run into is we don't have that many people come to council.
Right.
And it's a big learning curve. You know, this is, we need to really look hard and find somebody that is acceptable for us. But this is
Well,
serious
here's the time.
business.
I mean, you don't realize what goes into it until you're in it.
That's right. And then, you know, the old saying I found out, I've lived here for a long time. Looking in, everything looks rosy. Looking out, you know what's going on. And it's,
Tony, what's your, Councilman Garza, what's your thoughts of anybody in mind right now, or do you agree with?
Nobody that I can think of.
Okay.
Councilman Conley had an idea, a good idea of people who come to the meetings are usually the ones who's interested in the city issues. The ones that you see here now are the ones who come.
Exactly. Right.
Is there anybody in the audience that would be interested in something like that?
Just raising their hand.
Not everybody wants.
They're all raising their hands.
Still can't hear very well.
There is, please give it was.
Just blink your eyes. Okay. Then this council, I would ask somebody to make a motion that we table this. Matter of fact, we need to put a table number 4 and 5, but we can do that as a pair.
Here, I make a motion, we, table item number 4. And 5.
Motion on the floor, Councilman Garza, to table item 4 and 5.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to second that.
Second by Councilman Blaine, and just so y'all don't have a copy, number 5 was swearing in of one council member in case that happens, so that's why we're tabling 5. Okay, motion on the floor and seconded. All in favor? Show it as unanimous. I think, yeah. I can't vote.
Hard having to break.
It is.
After 18 years.
Yeah. Okay, item 6, deliberate and consider possible action concerning approving ordinance 528-15, approving the abandonment and sale of an approximate .137 acres, 6,000 square feet, tract of land located in a public easement along Pine Pond in the city of Rome Forest. Okay, we already did this, kind of, but then we found out through our city attorney that we did not do it correctly. And we want to be legal in the state of Texas. City Administrator Mullane may be able to elaborate a little bit more on that, but I'm thinking we all are on the same page here, so go ahead.
Okay, the city cannot give land away. You have to sell it for the fair market value price. I believe you guys agree that the portion of the tract of land that Mr. and Mrs. Thompson are asking for still leaves plenty of easement around Pine Pond for the residents to enjoy. His tract of land, his lots were kind of odd shaped and could come back even further toward the pond without taking away the total easement. So you'll see in your folder the original letter from Joe and Carol Thompson requesting that land. And you'll also see in a separate packet, the survey company with describing the meets and bounds of that property. I believe Mr. Thompson talked to the appraisal district, and the appraisal district came up with
Yeah,
you want to stand up, Mr. Thompson, and let them know what the appraisal district came up with?
Sure, basically,
Walk up to the podium area, please, thank you.
basically, I did have a three-way conversation with my attorney and your city attorney over the phone, and we were all pretty much on the same page. He said, well, let's do evaluation of what the vacant lot is, vacant lot appraisal is. Well, so I just pulled up my tax bill, which I had to pay for 2015, and did the multiplication of the amount of land, and what it comes out to is about $1,200 to purchase that at fair appraisal value according to the appraisal district of Montgomery County, which I'm willing to do. And that way we can do this with a special warranty deed, which entitles the property to me. And that way, with Gordon's help, maybe I can build a house on there as intended originally. And I'm just asking that you guys approve it. That's what the attorney requested. I even did a title search to make sure the city itself was able to sell it to me. So the title search has been done. Everything should be in order. Your attorney should have everything he needs to make the proper paperwork up, which will be then reviewed by my title company at Old Republic. And if it's approved by the council, we'll just close with an authorized member of the city of Roman Forest to be able to sign that closing with us. And that pretty well sums it up. So I know we've been through this before, but that's all good legal, so I don't build a house on an easement that doesn't belong to me. Okay? So thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it. And hopefully I'll be a citizen of Roman Forest soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Thompson.
I'll make a motion that we accept approving ordinance 52815.
Okay, motion on the floor, Councilwoman Peoples, to accept ordinance number 528-15.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to second that.
Second, Councilwoman Lane. Any more discussion on this, council?
I have something.
Go ahead.
In that ordinance, the amount is left blank, so you guys have to come up with a dollar amount.
We have to go to
Did you say you agree?
You can add to your motion. That's fine. You can add to your first.
Is it $1,200?
1,200 is what I'm seeing here.
Just to further elaborate, if you break down my taxes, it comes down to 20 cents a square foot times 6,000, 1,200 square foot. That's what the county said. That's what I'm going to pay.
And it does break down to the council.
So, and it's in agreement with your attorney's request. So it should all be good. And I broke down the figures in my email to Liz. And, you guys have the exact breakdown of how I figured it, how the county could figure it. And it should all be in order and be reviewable by your attorney and be able to close with no problem. Should work fine. And if not, well, call me, email me. We'll keep working until we get it right. So, anyway, again, I have no issue. It's what the attorney requested. I'm willing to comply. And everybody has already voted, let's do it. There's no use for the easement for anybody else except me, so let's move on. I said.
I agree. You want to add a $1,200 figure to your motion?
Yeah, make a motion that we accept approving ordinance 52815 in the amount of $1,200 for the sale of the abandoned.
You still want to second the motion?
I'd still like to second that, please.
Second by Councilwoman Lane. So the motion has been adopted. Motion on the floor. Any more discussion, council? All those in favor? Unanimous. Yes, sir.
Now that it's been approved,
Yes.
if you could have Ms. Liz, the new city administrator, tell me what steps are next when she consults with the attorney. You know, I'd like to get this done as soon as possible.
Yeah, absolutely, I agree with you. So I'm sure she's gonna.
As soon as I talk to Mr. Forrester, I'll give you a call.
Thank you.
Moving on, item 7. Deliberate and consider possible action concerning the status of the engineer study of the road and drainage by J.A. Atlanta and Associates. City Administrator Lee, you got that.
I was hoping that we would have a representative here tonight. Unfortunately, because of all the rain we had, the engineer study has been pushed back a little. They're still working on it, but that put them behind. However, I did talk to Mr. Phipps about the drainage on Venus, between Venus and Wood Ranch Village. That is eroding. And they are coming out here tomorrow at 3 o'clock to go down there and look at it. And the county is also going to be down there with us. And because we've had another fence in Wood Ranch fall into the drainage ditch since the rain. And it just keeps eroding and eroding. So I'm asking them to put that priority, that part of the study priority to see what it would take to shore that back up and get that drainage ditch where it needs to be. There's also discussions between Wood Branch and the county and the city of Rolling Forest and Entergy to talk about how to pay for that drainage ditch since Wood Branch
You know,
shares it
the one on
with us.
Venus.
Yes, sir.
So have you not found out whose property it is? Who's responsible for this? Is there?
The property line goes right on the other side of the drainage pipe. However, all the land has eroded and made it bigger and pushed it over into Wood Branch. Wood Branch does have drainage pipes that comes into that ditch. So,
Whereas Rolling Forest just has yard drainage,
Well,
yard runoff that goes into there.
no, there's a lot.
Well, I mean, I understand we've got the big
Right.
flow, but
Right.
I walked that, I went to the meeting with, Wood Branch at the county office, this county. And I walked that. There's only one person in this city whose property is in trouble. The rest of them were great. The problem is, Wood Branch is broke. Their road, not us. And that's a fact.
I would agree with that. I know they want to take the position that we should pay for everything, but it's a shared responsibility. And if it is eroding on their side, and their ditch, and their road's acting right off of that thing, so as long as they're using that, they're going to be responsible for some of that.
They didn't want us to pay for everything.
Oh, that's sure.
You're looking at $500,000 at least.
That's a big job.
And like I said, you can walk down that ditch. There's only one house in the road. And the rest of them are in Woodbridge.
So it's one house on Rolling Forest side?
Shake hands.
Oh,
His house is not in danger. The problem is his backyard is eroding. It's sinking because all the water is going through his backyard into the drainage ditch.
did, does Nancy give us any indication of when we're gonna have a town hall meeting with them?
They said they would definitely be at our next council meeting. If I can, get them to come sooner, we can plan something sooner.
They say how much work they've got done so far? Roughly 20%, 30%.
So, Mr. Mayor, should we just table this?
It was just information, it was just information only, that's why I had it on here, I just try to get some information out to the citizens about where we are in this process. Not sure I know anything more than I did a minute ago, but let's get them out here for our next meeting.
I tried to get them.
I know a way to get them to come, but that's fine. Don't sign the next check. Okay, moving on, no action on number 7. Moving on to number 8, deliberate and consider possible action concerning the ongoing spraying for mosquitoes in the city. City Administrator Liz has put together a price for us, correct?
Actually, I did. I got, the county gave us a price, an estimate of $560 per spray. They came out Monday morning at 3 a.m. and sprayed until 7:15, and they covered the whole city. He said it didn't take as long and not as many miles as what he thought it would be, so the price went down to $245. So,
Yeah, it is. I like that. Now, they're recommending 2 more times, so.
I would like to get permission to get on their schedule for when, because they try to spray all these Montgomery County 3 times a summer. I'd like to get on their schedule, of spraying.
So I guess what I'm asking y'all to do is, we need to put some money in this line item to be able to do this.
Well, I
Or-
think money well spent.
Or not put it in line item. We need to approve where we're gonna pull the money, the $490 out of it.
You know, and Mayor,
It's 245 times 3.
Okay, well, okay.
we have to send someone to school to learn this and be licensed
Yep.
and find the chemical, the equipment. And I think we can get, I think this is a better deal than we can do.
Yeah, you're looking at what, $740 for 3 sprays?
Yeah, we already going outside and we need up.
Well, it should have eased up a little bit.
So we're looking at what, 735 total? 735. Okay, so if council's in favor of this, spraying 3 times, they've already sprayed once, let's figure out where we're gonna take the 735 from. That's what I need y'all to look at and make a decision on. Because we didn't really figure, during our budget meetings last year, we didn't really anticipate this.
What's the maintenance item?
It is. But if you look at, if you look at 68 or 66, 100, right there.
We do have a 66-200 for fogging, chemical pest, and herbicide, but
Sorry, yeah,
there's
that's-
not enough money in there.
No. No. And I'm not asking y'all to move money into that. I don't want to have to redo the budget. Let's just see where we're going to spend the $735. Now, that price is going to stay the same for the next 2 springs?
It should.
Okay, all right.
I suggest you spend it from 62920.
What is 16 going to be? Infrastructure expenses?
Top of page 4.
That's a good line, taking out of. Take it out of
Just need a motion, with the amount, what line item, take it.
I make a motion that we go ahead and approve the spray 3 times a year with mosquitoes at $735. We take it out of line 62920.
Motion on the floor, Councilwoman Peoples, to go ahead and let the county spray 3 times. of $735. The funds to be taken out of 62,920. Do I have a second?
Second that motion.
Second, Councilman Garza. Any further discussion, council? All those in favor? Unanimous. Practicing your rap over there, Councilman? I thought you were somebody. It's not me.
These things are so sensitive.
They are.
Watch this.
We're not-
A lot of my officers. A lot of them here in town. We'll look at it. They got short somewhere.
Okay. Okay, last item on the agenda, deliberate and consider possible action concerning cutting the pine tree down in front of the pool house at the municipal center.
I was hoping I would have an estimate from Double D for the meeting, but I haven't gotten an estimate yet. But that big huge pine tree, right as you drive up to the pool entrance, and it always has poison ivy growing up, it tends to wreak havoc with pine needles and pine cone shreddings from squirrels falling into the pool area. And those little pine cone things aren't really friendly on your feet. Plus all the pine needles are piling up in the pool skimmers. So, I know it's a huge tree, and I hate cutting down trees, but
Like one that's right there where the.
right as you walk in, it's,
Right about the
Okay.
sidewalk.
walking the sidewalk,
One where
it's
you
to
put
the
the
left.
bicycle things on.
What did Double D say about the price?
He hadn't given me a price yet, so unfortunately, I don't have a price, so you always have to take what it is.
Well, my table, we get money.
We get it right. Can we, this is a month, this is pool season, so can we,
Approve it with a certain amount.
Yeah, there you go. good,
What did he charge us for cutting down that pine tree on the drainage on Venus?
I think it's fine.
Okay, he said this tree in front of the pool house is much bigger and there's more work because there's power lines and there's the pool house.
Probably should be no more than 1,000, I would think. Probably about eight.
That's like 800.
Don't make 1,000 just for the wiggle room? Don't make 1,000 for the wiggle room?
Just take some tree wood or something.
No, I mean, his price was.
Yeah, let's agree with that.
We didn't come up with a price.
Okay, also, council, we gotta decide where we're gonna spend this money out of. So-
62,922.
It is. Oh, yeah, that's true. Oh, yes, ma'am.
We did purchase new filters for the pool, is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Those pine pieces from those squirrels go into the pool water. It's not only the filter, I mean, it is gathering up all those, I've been there, I've pulled out all of that stuff from those filter drains. It's gonna ruin those brand new, because when you vacuum the pool, it gets sucked up and it's going straight to the filter. So,
And I think that's the only pine tree, the rest of them are oak trees, right?
the other ones, there's magnolias and there is sweet gums, and I have seen you pull out the sweet gum balls. But, I mean, they've been, because I actually vacuumed the pool one day and it sucked up, and I was like, okay, I gotta put that out, it didn't work. But you can't do much about it, I mean, I wouldn't have any sweet gum, but that pine tree.
They're further
is
away from the pool.
Terrible.
That pine tree's the closest tree to the pool.
No, it's a go, they're really the filters.
Mr. Mayor, council, I'd like to make the motion that we allocate $1,000 to have Double D cut that pine tree down in front of the pool, taking out, 62,920 around $1,000.
Okay, motion on the floor, Councilman Mulaney, to have the pool, to have the pine tree next to the pool cut down. He's setting the limit at $1,000. The money to be taken out of 62,920, and you did mention Double D in your motion to do the work.
Yes, I'm sure he'll, I'm sure he'll do it. He's already doing a lot of work with the park. Yes, I believe he will.
Second. Councilman Wallace?
Yeah.
That's a second. Councilman Wallace, any further discussion, council? All in favor? Unanimous.
I'll call him before he sees the video online.
That being said, this prize, Dennis has done a tremendous job.
Yeah, it's right before she sees the video.
I mean, double digits, they have really helped us.
He just got through this past week trimming all the trees in the walking track part.
I've seen them.
As has Gordon Miller, and my thought a while ago was to ask him to step into our empty city council position, but unfortunately, he's not a president.
I can't.
Well,
For you, I guess, because.
Yeah, I'm
Here all the
not,
time.
I'm not
He
a
doesn't
resident.
live here.
No,
You
you
move back in.
He's,
You can move back in.
Council, speaking of Double D, I thought it was, we don't have on the agenda this item to elect somebody to be our
Brand Marshall.
brand.
Yes.
Yes.
Actually, and that is, Council, you're right. Council, you're right. This is a community, items of community interest. So yes, one of the things we need to do is come up with a grand marshal for our 4th of July parade. There y'all go.
I would like to consider Double D.
Gordon Miller.
The council had talked to me about it, but I think they should, somebody that's done some service for the country, whether it's a serviceman or retiring mayor or, fireman or somebody like that. That's why and I won't be here, but that's why I said no, so that's just my input. If you have a returning serviceman, then you might know somebody.
I haven't been off to.
Good Lord, don't get him though.
I believe the great thing, some people would service do for our country, but this honor is more to honor somebody who's done something specifically for the city outside the scope of what they normally do. I'm all for servicemen and firefighters and police officers. That's their job, that's what they signed up to do, that's what they get paid for. This is an award that somebody went above and beyond on a personal level to help our city.
There is. Well, you just named Bear Ridge.
Well, he's definitely done that for us too. And I would like also, if I think he'd be a great candidate to consider that position as well. I'm just throwing some people out there, but I didn't, that's what we have Memorial Day for.
4th of July.
That was it, Memorial Day for our service veterans.
Yeah.
But that's by no means taken away from the selfless act they do for our country and our city, but this award is not geared towards that.
He told the council, this is one of those unofficial things.
I think that it would be a great farewell to Mayor Riggs as well.
I agree.
So, if we would, consider the possibility of doing that for us in training.
Yeah, Mayor Riggs, or yes, no need. Any town wants to do it.
Council Wallace.
But, you know, we've got Double D, Dennis. And have we called about Christmas? Previous mayor, Ray Ricks.
Y'all be in town that week?
Yes. No, I'm not telling Ray. Somebody else has to come. Thank you, Steve.
Will you guys be in town?
Huh?
Will you guys be in town?
I'm sorry?
Are y'all?
She
you guys
isn't
be in town?
allowed to leave town.
Oh, she's not.
Yeah, I'm taking a vacation.
Okay,
No,
so
I-
are we in agreement, council? This is not something we have to vote on. This is kind of an unofficial thing. Are we in agreement on that?
What are we doing?
Mayor Riggs?
He did that for spite.
You heard that, right?
I heard that.
Huh?
Okay, Chief, you'll make the call and request?
No, don't text me.
Oversee.
No, text.
Real personal.
No, yeah.
Come on, Steve.
Probably there was sirens up.
Just wait until he's in the paper to. His hand delivered the paper.
And I know this was not put on the city, but I think we're trying to work on a grand marshal car. But if any of you have any other thoughts, Christie, are we gonna get that other?
Yes.
Okay, never mind, we got a grand marshal car then.
Oh, we have one right there.
Yeah, we have it.
We do, don't we?
But Liz, you'll have to order that sign that says grand marshal. And there's, I don't know,
Okay, so you're gonna call him, Chief,
I'll
correct?
call it.
Okay.
Or do you want me to call it? Yes.
Yeah.
Step out and call him so we'll know before we meet.
Personal business, right?
Personal business.
Okay.
Personal
I'll make a personal visit.
Okay.
I've got something to say with this time.
All right, council, anything else coming up? Chief?
You said he does.
This mic on?
Pull it out. Push the bottom until it turns, oh, pull it down.
Okay.
There.
All right, I just wanted to tell the council and the public that we have been having a lot of major problems with our phone lines. And kind of led to what I'm gonna ask everybody to start doing. We don't have our own dispatch. The Montgomery County Sheriff Department dispatches us. So I'm gonna start, am I talking too loud or not loud?
I can hardly hear you.
I think your mic, pick it up. Yeah, your mic. Right, does that work?
There you go. All right, is that better?
Something's wrong with this. Okay. What I'm gonna start, because
Because of all the problems that we've had with our phone lines, it started out when they upgraded some equipment or whatever, but we've had a lot of problems with dialing one and our system is not compatible or whatever the answer is. I mean, whatever the problems was, the answer is that we are going to start publishing on all our stationery and we're going to start advertising to everybody and try to figure out how to let everybody know that since we get dispatched through the sheriff department, we want our non-emergency line to be the sheriff department's number. So the number is 936-760-5800, option 3. That'll get you to the law enforcement dispatch. It's a lot better than trying to call us on a cell phone or on the phones and we transfer. You'll get directly to dispatch. They'll be able to, while one person's typing in the computer, the other person is dispatching an officer by radio and computer. It's much more efficient, so we're going to start advertising to all of our residents to call 936-760-5800, option 3.
I'm sorry, can you say that
Repeat it
again?
again and louder.
936-760-5800, option 3.
On the website.
Yes, I'll put it on the website, I'll put it on Facebook, I'll try to get the observer.
I'll put it on the marquee up front,
And we can put it on the marquee.
on the back side.
Yeah, that's fine. And maybe I'll talk to the water department about sending it out or something. But I'd like to just communicate, we got 650 homes or something, I mean, it shouldn't be too hard to do. We'll still have the 281-399-8182 line, but that's going to be called our admin line, our office line. So that's what it's being used for. I tried to forward that to the sheriff's department during our problems, and I got a phone call saying absolutely not, don't do that no more, because they get sales calls and all kinds of stuff, and they don't want to deal with that. So I just want to let everybody know that, and I'll start working on advertising pretty soon. Yes.
But what did you say at the end of it, option 3 or number?
Option 3. When you call the 936-760-5800, it'll tell you it's the Montgomery County Sheriff Department, and you have to dial 911 if it's an emergency. If not, and then it goes to a menu, and option 3 will get you non-emergency law enforcement, which is dispatch. Of course, if it's an emergency, you got crime in progress, 911. Crime in progress, or you need medical attention, something like that, dial 911. Goes to the same place, but they have a dedicated line for 911. And if you want to get in touch with an officer, you can always still call the 399-8182 line, and there's some options. Just listen to the options, and you'll be able to leave a message on somebody's voicemail. No questions on that? Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you.
We need to look at that mic.
Ms. Rick, yes, ma'am.
Please call me Sheree.
Sheree, yes, ma'am.
Okay. At the 4th of July celebration this year, we are going to have like a carnival type stuff for the kids. It will be paid for play. They are coming in, they will collect the money, they will man it. It's Moon Walks and Moors, and Harold is the gentleman's name. He's supposed to be giving the city information that he's licensed and has his own insurance. And I don't know if he's already brought it up to Liz or not, but he should be bringing it up here so the city's aware of he is licensed and credible and all of this. So that will be a charge for the 3 items. He is bringing 3 items, a rock wall and a gyro, and it's where one person sits in it and it turns them around, kind of like, the fast stuff at your amusement parks, but it's a 1-seater, and they just kind of flip them around. The other, makes them do other things too. And an 18-foot slide. And it's going to be down towards the pool, between the last picnic table, the covered last picnic table, and that ditch area in there, down through there. That he came and looked at it and thought that would be the best for him, and that's where a lot of kids are anyways.
Is that a water slide or?
I don't think it's a water slide. All I know it's an 18-foot slide. So we didn't think we could handle stuff with mud and stuff back in there. So
And the kids have to pay for
the
that each time?
kids will pay for that. He will give them a wristband, and then they can come back and play as much as they like. How much he's going to charge, I do not know, but he's got to pay people to man the stuff. So,
And the city doesn't get a cut of any of that money?
no, we're getting no cut. We're actually getting a break because we don't have to pay him for 4 hours for 1 item. So it was a good win situation for us. Thank you.
What do y'all think about the pavilion? How's that look?
Still, that's okay.
Gordon said it's going to be completed by the 4th of July.
I said the
We only
6th.
ask every other day.
Well, Sheree's getting concerned.
I also want to say, Gordon, Cindy, thank you so very, very much.
Speaking
And we
of
will have it done by the
pavilion-
6th, 4th.
Speaking of the pavilion,
Yes.
Tony Garza. Tony was having a little bit of issue with the dark
The brown, the
brown.
dark color, I spoke to Gordon a little bit ago before the meeting. Wasn't too crazy about the dark color. I don't know what you residents think of it. Input, council.
Painted beige.
It is what
I'm driving by.
it is. What it is.
I'm looking at it. I think
It's got good contrast.
Yeah.
You're going to get half and half. I just was directed for those colors, and if the guys get tired of it next year, because there's no way I can get a painter back to repaint it now. But,
Nice out.
I think it looks great.
huh?
I said, that's a good out up there.
Change colors.
It looks like next year.
So we can look at that later.
Yeah, but.
I think we got ourselves.
Anyway,
my mobile vet instead of coming from the commercial pavilion on the 14th, so
They're using the parking lot.
Okay.
They know that they cannot use the pavilion.
I was like,
All right, we look forward to it being ready on July 3rd. Thank you, Gordon.
Yeah, no, it will, it's painted now, that's ready for plumbing fixtures.
Yeah, well, that's-
electrical.
That was gonna be my other, I think there should be a grand opening, ribbon cutting. I think City Administrator Liz, which put in all the hard work, not count yours, in on this project, should be the person to do that. And are we gonna rededicate it in the original name?
You guys have already voted to do that.
We already voted on that.
And I think that'd be a good time to do that.
I have to order a sign,
Just do that.
and do you want to wait for the sign to do the ribbon cutting? I'll let Chief Carlisle order the sign because she responds better to Chief Carlisle than she does to me. So,
Let's proceed with the ribbon cutting, when we get the sign, and kind of.
How long does it take to get the sign for that?
Tony, I'm gonna wait till he's painted beige, you know, whatever.
There we go.
do y'all,
But get the sign.
do y'all want the ribbon cutting to be on a Saturday morning or something?
Always forbid.
No, I'd say let's have it one afternoon, evening.
One evening? Okay.
Yeah, because a lot of people, it's not here to go up
We
to
will find a
town.
date and announce it.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
All right.
We've already agreed on the sign.
We have, don't have your name on it, right? No.
Sorry.
Don't have your name on it.
Always forbid.
Okay. All right, council, let's move on to requests for future agenda items. I would like to see on the next agenda appointment of someone to fill position 2, until the November election. I would also like to see appointment of a mayor pro tem from the existing council, not from the temporary appointment. So everybody be thinking about who you're going to nominate for that. Okay, well, not doing it tonight. Be thinking about that. So those need to be on the next meeting. Anything y'all want to add to the next meeting? Anything else we need to add to the next meeting? We discussed tonight. There should be nothing else. Mr. Thompson's stuff, right? We're good for
We
that?
need to add, okay, I have one more thing.
Yes, thank you. Jay, I need to record for the next meeting.
Those chairs over there came from a church. They're in really nice shape. They've hardly been used. They have 100 of them. We would only need about 40 of them to replace these chairs. They had it on their mind to sell them for around $50 a piece. But I think that they may take a lower offer, but they would have to take that back to their council. If you guys would sit in those chairs, they're a lot more comfortable than these chairs. These chairs do have arms, however, when the police department sits in these chairs, they can't lean back because they can't get their gun belt and everything in between the arms of the chairs. This chair gives you better, more room to sit and they are more comfortable. So I'd like to have that on the agenda next time, whether or not we can purchase some chairs from Chris Duke's church.
And this is our training room too, so.
This room is our everything room.
We have off that price a little bit.
Well, so you be thinking what you might want to pay for them for the next meeting.
See what kind of, what price you can get. Let's put it on the agenda.
Chris, did,
they were purchased for approximately $60 a piece.
Plus shipping.
Plus shipping. And I know that the trustees had known about it and they were asking $47.50. I wasn't there for that meeting, but $47.50, but that they would go at the moment as low as $45 a share.
25% on each original price.
How old are they?
They were purchased, I believe, in 2003. We purchased 200 chairs for the sanctuary. There is approximately 60 chairs that are stacked in the corner of our sanctuary that aren't even used. They look just like, they're actually those chairs. We've had all the chairs out on the floor for one time.
How much you said they cost?
$60, right at $60.
There was 603, so they're, so they're.
And I know we have, and the reason we're getting rid of these is because our church is having a need to have chairs with arms, because the elderly are needing something to get up out of a chair from. So they're purchasing newer chairs, which are basically the same chair with arms, and they're costing them $100.
That's what's only 30 dollars.
Okay, so we're gonna,
I think we need arms to share across it.
I like the horrible here.
I say let's do a little more research.
So we also search for more chairs.
Well, we have chairs.
Okay, let me tell you about,
We're actually chairs.
let me tell you about some problem with these chairs. These chairs have totally scratches on the floor now. And you can't get the scratches out, it's not gonna buff out. So if we continue with these chairs, the way they get moved around more police writing and all the dirt they bring on their feet, and those metal bars just grind the dirt into the new flooring.
What was nice and felt for,
Felt's not gonna stay on there.
what,
Okay, you can put a felt on it.
$10 right?
Well, but it's still,
They-
it's
they-
all, the
they-
police can't sit in it.
The police can't sit in a.
Well, no, they just say-
either. Okay.
All right, council, so chief, which is, well, right, you put that on the agenda, that's fine. That's your, that's something you do with your new position that you have. Okay, council, anything else to add to the future meeting? All right. Before I ask for adjournment, I want to, once again, thank you, city council, for putting confidence in me. I will try to do my best at it. Thank y'all guys very much. We know you will. Okay, thank you. And all I need is a motion for adjournment.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn, Councilwoman Peoples, seconded by Councilman Garza.